I even got my grill holding down the wire so that it doesn't fall off my truck bed.
In this week's episode, can Mike repair our broken Starlink cable?
We have a power struggle with our generator, so we go in search of Wi-Fi and baked goods in Baker's Hole.
But this is what it's like being in a new town every week. You don't know where the best Wi-Fi is, you don't know where the best baked goods are. We brave the Yellowstone traffic and bison jams on our way to Wind River, where we hope to finally see some elusive bighorn sheep.
We're gonna go see the animals.
Yes, but before that...
Get coffee?
Yes! Coffee first! Coffee is a requirement.
But will another forest fire keep us from our adventure? It's gonna be right through here. That's the same place it was before, I think.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to be delays then.
Editing video, y'all, and this is the view I have out my window right now. Pretty awesome. Alright, last thing is to put some epic music on this footage, and then I'll be done with it. Let's go get some. No internet. So, really? I just need the internet. This is the last thing I have to do. What's wrong with it? It's the Starlink's down. Let's go check that out. Well, Starlink's down. We're going to head out and see if we can find some free Wi-Fi and some coffee and baked goods.
I gave him 3 choices. What was I thinking? I kind of knew that after I put the option in for the baked goods, the one that had bakery in the name was going to win.
2 options for bakery.
So the coffee place that we wanted to go to with a bakery doesn't have Wi-Fi, and unfortunately Wi-Fi trumps bakery and baked goods, even though the baked goods look delicious. Oh wait, no, it's got a sign up here. But I realized, I'm like, this is why we ended up at the Mountain Mama's Coffee. Do you see it?
Starbucks.
Do you see it?
Starbucks.
It's like it was meant to be. We're not really this indecisive, but they did not have Wi-Fi.
Nope.
So, even though they had Starbucks, what did I say? I said Wi-Fi trumps the coffee and the baked goods.
Yep.
But this is what it's like being in a new town every week. You don't know where the best Wi-Fi is, you don't know where the best baked goods are. So, sometimes you walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
What is this?
She's up on the couch.
No, she's in my chair, which she knows she's not allowed to do. What is this?
Hey guys, so we had this happen last night. This is our Starlink cable, and because of the tree coverage here at this part, I had to put the Starlink on the roof. What I didn't realize is the cable was hanging in front of the furnace outlet, and I managed to melt the Starlink cable. Luckily, we have a spare, a shorter one, much shorter, unfortunately. So I need to repair this one. That's what I'm going to do this morning. And I don't know, you probably hear the truck running in the background. The truck's going to power my soldering iron and my heat gun and stuff, so that I can actually do this repair. It was fun trying to gather all the things you needed: heat shrink tubing, electrical tape, solder, wire cutters, wire strippers, all those kind of things. The major downside to soldering this is going to be that it is going to create a weak spot where if I bend it too much, it could break again. Right now I'm just untwisting the twisted pair of cables. All right, there we go. Here's that. Yeah, that's what I thought. My wire strippers aren't thin enough to get through there. So with these, you just do that. It's heat and shrink tubing. So what this does, we can put this over the connector like that, or over the wire, and we'll heat shrink it up later and cover up the part that we fixed. Is I'm going to put them together like this, because as long as you get the solder only on these parts here and you leave this little bit here, you don't lose a lot of flexibility. Alright, so I got that on there. You do find that you're having trouble getting the wires to solder together, you can use what's called flux. This is silver bearing resin core solder. Using a Okay, so those are pretty well bonded together. Now we can just fold that over like that. Go like this. I didn't realize the camera battery died in the middle of this. What I ended up doing was soldering the rest of the wires together and then heat shrink the tubing around the wires. Alright guys, as you saw with the other video, I got this heat shrunk. I got these together now. I just got to protect it a little bit with some more heat shrink, which I've already put on. And we're going to see how these go together. So I'm going to use this as a kind of like a flex barrier for it. I'm going to tape these together. I got these taped together. Like I said, these are going to be like a flex barrier to keep it kind of from bending right here and breaking these new solder connections. Alright, maybe not good as new, but it's done and it should work. Give it a test. With our Starlink tested and working again, we're off.
We are finishing the last stages of hooking up and heading out. We are leaving West Yellowstone and headed to Dubois, Wyoming. Dubois? I'm sure you'll tell us in the comments. We have enjoyed having this view. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see the view, but we've enjoyed having this view. We have not enjoyed so much the no hookups, unexpected no hookups. As a quick recap, this is the site we originally booked and it did have electricity, but we could not fit into this site. So we talked to the camp host, they were able to move us to a new spot, however it did not have any hookups. We weren't really prepared for it. We're always kind of prepared for it, but not exactly. And yeah, so we're looking forward to full hookups at the next place we're going. And Du Bois, it's gonna be a KOA, which we haven't been to in quite a while. So we're gonna make the most of it. Do you think we have a bison jam up ahead?
Yeah, I think so.
This episode is brought to you by Bison Jam, guaranteed to take that 10-minute commute and triple it, and provide some awesome photo ops. We are traveling on travel day through Yellowstone, and I
know.
Right. I said to Mike, I'm not really feeling like making a sandwich or eating a sandwich for lunch. Maybe we could stop at one of the restaurants on the way. He says,
well, let's stop at the Old Faithful cafeteria and go to the Cat.
It was really good. If you haven't tried the Indian food at the Old Faithful cafeteria, definitely try it because it is very good. They have bison vindaloo and they have chicken tikka masala. We went, got our food, sat down, and if you sit down in the cafeteria, they actually have places where you can see the geyser from the dining room. So we pick out a two-top. We're just sitting down, enjoying our lunch, and we get to see Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Erupt. Woo! From the comfort of our dining room table. On the road again. We came, we saw, we geysered.
We ate.
And we go. Oxbow Bend turnout, and it's beautiful. Definitely, if you're gonna make this drive, it's a great place to stop and just get a quick couple pictures at least, stretch your legs.
Definitely.
We have only 58 miles to go, but my gosh, it seems like it's just been another long day.
The theme of today's travel day was provided by travel delays. delays.
Travel delays.
Travel delays brings you exciting things like road construction.
No, that branch was.
Buffalo jam.
I think that might have hit the air conditioner. Yeah, it was pretty low. Yeah, well, but I don't mind the wildlife jams so much.
More road delays. Pilot car ops. 15 miles ahead.
We are about 30 miles, exactly 30 miles from our campground. And
More delays.
Yeah.
Because of the fire.
Yeah.
Fish Creek fire, I think it's called.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
But I mean, it looks like we can see smoldering on the sides. It's just it's a little disconcerting, I'll be honest, to be stopped on the road with smoldering trees like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the pilot car to guide us through. So we're very ready to be on our way again, and especially with the smoke and everything.
Yeah.
But this has been the delay brew travel day.
That's right. The theme of today is delays.
Where was it?
Just kind of brief flame up. Oh, there it is over there.
Where? Behind us?
Probably got it on the camera.
I doubt it. I doubt it. This is ash that is coming down from the fire about 30 miles away. It's a new day, and we are headed to go get some breakfast. And more importantly, obviously, caffeine is needed. More importantly,
we're gonna go see the animals.
yes, but before that,
Get coffee?
yes, coffee first. Coffee is a requirement. Oh, is that it? You just assumed?
It's an assumption.
It's a foregone assumption. Okay. So where are we headed?
Cowboy Cafe, I think it's called.
Yay! Let's go.
A witchy Dalmatian. It does something. I'm afraid to press the button.
You want another one that whines? And walks? And wags? Uh-huh.
With a little jack-o'-lantern. After driving through Yellowstone and having the grizzly be right at the edge of our camera range, and then using the free telescope at the wildlife viewing area, we decided to order a spotting scope with a camera. We recommend getting one before you go into Yellowstone. We ordered ours through Amazon. The mansion's too mine.
It does. You can also see as we're walking back the fire directly behind us. That is in Yellowstone. We're on the way to Yellowstone and Tetons. And look at all the smoke. I mean, this is a tiny town, and right now it's probably got like more than double the normal residents because of all the folks here to help fight the fires.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get it put out soon.
It was raining ash yesterday here in the park. Reminded me of when Mount St. Helens erupted.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah. Hey y'all, I'm going to be washing the rig today. It's made a little bit more difficult by the fact that we have ash falling from the sky again. It's pretty light though today. Not terrible like it was the other day. And then we're gonna try out this new pole I got from Amazon. It said it was collapsible, and this is why I wanted it. It's a little taller than I expected. So I guess after getting the patio up, I'm going to test to make sure that this will go in the storage bay. It's about 5 pounds or so, so it's actually a little heavier. The reason I got it though is because it's strong and the other one broke. It also comes with some of these attachments too. It has a squeegee, brush, some microfiber mitts, microfiber pad, and it comes with this little, I'm gonna call it a wheel scrubber. It's probably what I'll use it for, to get in the little bars of the wheels on the Brinkley. Oh, also we got a waterproof TV cover for the back, which I thought was a good add. Yeah, so let's get to it. When we were at the last campground over in near Yellowstone, Baker's Hole campground to be specific, there were some squirrels and mice out there, and we're pretty sure they made a nest inside the airbox because there is a significant amount of my hood insulation now missing, which I had to order, which is almost $200. Well, that was anticlimactic, really. When I did that for Amy's car, the CRV, I found an entire nest in there. We can smell it on the inside, which typically, in my experience, means that they were in the glove box area. That comes in here. This is your vent for your inside interior. And I might be able to see something in there, I think. So guys, here it is. I've taken the dang panel off, and there is the air box where That is where the squirrels or mice or whatever they are should be. And guess what? They ain't in there. Nowhere in there. Yeah. I don't know where these things are, but it's very frustrating now because I got a wrecked insulator. We have mice smell in the inside the cab. Yeah, I have no idea where these things have gotten into. Yep.
We are out and about. This is try number 2 for us to see the bighorn sheep while we're here. It's not looking terribly promising. There's a lot of smoke rolling in from the fire, and but we're gonna try. Ooh, gracious! So another disappointing jaunt to look for bighorn sheep. Well, no bighorn sheep. Alright guys, we wanted to do a quick breakdown for you of the expenses of our trip to Yellowstone. Now this is just going to include the 3 days that we were actually in Yellowstone. We stayed a total of 3 nights. The cost for the campsite was $103 per night. Plus there were taxes and fees, $44.61. That brings it to a total of $353.61 for our campsites alone. Went on our own excursion. We didn't really go on excursions. They offered lots of different options, and there are tons to choose from depending on what time of year you go. We decided with as few days as we had, we just wanted to scout around on our own, but we did, because of that, rack up more gas mileage, so we are going to include that. We figure we roughly went about 260 miles. The cost for fuel at the general store was $4.50 per gallon. We get about 10 miles to the gallon, so we're calculating $116.97 for fuel as our excursion while we were there. We are going to include, though, the $10 that we spent on Camp Nab, because in order to even get the campsite, we had to use Camp Nab. It was only $10 a month, but we had to have it for at least that 1 month, so we're counting $10 towards this camping trip for that cost. And then the spotting scope. Now, we didn't actually get to use it while we were there, but we are going to calculate because we purchased it while we were there for that purpose, and if we were going back again, we would definitely want to have it there for that. I will say this, like, we bought it on Amazon. It was a lot cheaper on Amazon than it was in the store. It was like
Between $300 and $400 for a spotting scope, and then
it still wouldn't have had
$150, I think, for binoculars.
Yeah, and it still would not have had the camera feature that ours has. So that was $260.67. Food, we're not going to go into like the actual cost of the food while we were there, because your eating habits are going to be different from our eating habits, and we're not really sure that's going to be helpful to you. But what we can tell you is eating out cost about $25 per person, which wasn't quite as bad as what we expected. But the groceries were double to triple the cost. So like mac and cheese. I mean, I tested this on multiple things. Mac and cheese, salt, mustard, ketchup, milk, bread, like all of those items, peanut butter. Oh my gosh, double to triple the cost of Walmart just outside in Cody. So make sure you fill up before you go there and don't miss anything. That being said, our total cost then for these 3 days was $741.15. Again, you can clearly save money by doing things like not buying this scope, just getting an inexpensive pair of binoculars, and using your phone as opposed to the more expensive camera gadget that we got, or not driving as many miles. But that's what we spent, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is we wish we'd stayed longer. We wish we could have stayed a whole week.
We forgot to mention the park entry fee. You'll definitely save some money if you have the America the Beautiful pass, because it's free. However, if you do not, it's $35 per car, and that is good for 7 days. And the campground fees do not cover the entrance fee. In next week's episode, we head to a bear of a lake and are split between 2 states. Disaster strikes when not only do we damage our Brinkley again, but we have to fight off an invasion. Finally, Mike braves the waters and wades out into the middle of a lake. Be sure to stay tuned to this epic adventure in RV life, and if you like this content, consider subscribing. Our goal is to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. See you next week!